From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Well, good evening and welcome to OpenLine. I'm Chuck Long. Glad to be along with you for the next hour. One of my very favorites, and I know one of your very favorites, favorite hours ahead. This is Ask an Attorney, Ask an Expert, and our expert is in the house indeed, Attorney Kevin Kennedy from the Kennedy Law Firm. Always one of your very favorites to call in throughout the hour. Ask any of those legal questions that have been on your mind. There is no question that's out of bounds. We want to know what's on your mind regarding those legal questions that you do have. Kevin Kennedy with the Kennedy Law Firm. They've been in business over 35 years. One of the best firms in the state of Tennessee. Kevin Kennedy, welcome. Always great to see you.
Good to see you again, Chuck. I remember I was reflecting when we used to have to do this by Zoom. Can you say, praise the Lord, we're back in the studio, rocking and rolling. He's always a lot of fun. So the real Chuck is a great guy, and I enjoy doing this program with him.
We always have a lot of fun. As I've said many, many times, though, I should have my, master's in law sitting next to Kevin Kennedy. I've learned so much. When I'm in a conversation with people, I know the questions to ask them.
That's good.
I love it, yeah.
And you know what? It's really made me a better lawyer because we're asked questions that I don't always have all the time. And so my thought process, I take it back to the law firm and share it. I'll say things here and we talk about it, and I'll go back and help have some law firm meetings and teach the law. So it's all win-win. Everybody wins. Remember this, you can't help someone without helping yourself. Spend your life.
There you go. And we often say this too, when people call in, they often feel like it's a question just pertaining to them or their family, friends, or something like that. You ask the question and you have no idea how many other people that are out there watching are like, that's exactly what I was thinking. I had that same question. Yeah,
tell it. Yeah, because so many of our lives, we all have children, we all have families, we all have stress, we all have cars, we have places to live. Guess what? Everywhere we go, potential problem. If you understand those issues, then it will help you attack those when it's not. Is it going to happen? It's when you're going to need some advice. I love to teach, and I want to encourage you, take some notes. It'll make a difference. You know, even when I go to the seminars and watch the greatest lawyers in all the world, I'm still taking notes because I concur and agree with most of everything, but we can always learn something from each other.
And you never stop learning.
You'll never stop learning.
And when you say when, that's the thing too. I know a lot of people think, if I'm taking on the big insurance companies, I'm taking on the big hospitals, I don't know where to go or where to turn. But I've learned by sitting next to Kevin, you need to start that research the second that the incident occurs. You don't want to wait and think, oh, maybe I'll get to that eventually.
Yes.
Or I don't stand a chance against these big companies. Yes, you do. You've got to do your homework, though.
Yes. I love the proactive approach. Not all lawyers agree with what we do. That's why we have a lot of different lawyers, even inside my organization. But it is my opinion, and I'm looking after Chuck or myself, my lawyers, our family. We want to move. I don't want to be reactive. We're going to be proactive, and I teach you the same.
And I know a lot of times, this is something that I've especially learned, is I often feel like if I am in a situation, what do I say, what don't I say? And basically, I've learned you don't say.
Pretty good, Chuck.
You just loose lips sink ships.
Yes, it's a natural that all the world, we want to explain ourselves. We'd like to tell the police, but in the real world, we're in a new culture. You must protect yourself. You must advance your rights. You have rights. Learn them. And it'll be better for your entire family. You won't have those sleepless nights. You say, what was I thinking? But this is what I want you to think. Think about what would Kevin say on that? And Kevin would say, hold back. We're not going to have him. Can I talk to a lawyer first? And I tell kids all the time, I'd say, tell them to call my dad. You say, I'm 17 years old. I said, I do it for a reason. Like myself, I would have a lawyer. Well, Kevin, you know more law than almost anybody. That's right. But it's still the truth that I want a lawyer between me and that issue.
And you're always going to do better when you have an attorney.
No doubt.
Again, they're the experts. They know what they're doing. Your firm, that's, again, one of the amazing things, Kevin, your staff, all these areas that you guys handle, that's because you're expert in so many different areas. You've got experts in different areas, so when somebody comes with a problem, no matter what that problem is, they can find that answer.
Well, we do a lot of training. If I've learned anything, my wife was a principal and I'd go to these great education. It's constantly pursue excellence. And how do you pursue excellence? You're constantly training. And you get we have 6 different legal opinions. But boy, when you put them together, no one is as smart as all of us put together. So we bounce ideas and bounce theories. Most of my ideas, they're rejected, but it only really takes one idea to get us out of a terrible situation. So if I put 10 on the table and 9 are rejected, that's okay with me. I do it all day.
Absolutely.
But that one is the one that you and I are looking for.
All right, if you do have those questions, those legal questions, whether or not it's for yourself, whether it's for a friend or a family member, get on the line with us as quickly as possible. 737-7587 is the number to call. And again, those questions, they not only help you, but they help a lot of the other viewers that are watching as well. Let's go right to the phones right now. Kicking off this evening, Jess, we're glad that you're joining us here on Open Line. Jeff, what question do you have for Kevin?
Hello, let me turn this down. I didn't think I'd be first. Glad to turn. What's up, Chuck?
Well, it's good to see you, Jeff.
I don't know your last name, Mr. Kennedy. I've talked to you before, way back when they come out with that marijuana law.
Yeah, good to talk to you again, Jeff.
I'm into a situation, Kevin, where, my mom died and left me some money. I recently gone to the bank, and, maybe I got out too much. I don't know. But they suspended my account, and I just pretty much played dumb for about the last 6 weeks. I went there, got $100 out, some quarters a couple of days ago, and I went today, put my card in the machine. It wouldn't give me anything. I didn't really need the money, but I'm just wondering, man, what the hell's the deal today? I mean, my mother died, bless her heart, and left me some money, and they're going to close my account for recent activities like I'm a drug dealer or a terrorist or arms dealer, and I'm on disability, man. Maybe I spent too much money because I was grieving and bought my girlfriend a car. Maybe I should have bought myself one. I don't mean to ramble, but I'm confused. What am I supposed to do? I don't know.
Well, Jeff, here's the deal. Evidently somebody has alerted the bank. When a person dies and they leave you, you first need to find out what is the status of that account. Did your mother have your name on the account? Did your mother say payable upon death? Or did your mother have nothing like that? And if that's the case, you probably need to talk to a lawyer, find out if it's a small estate, and you may be required to open it up and then get letters of testimony or letters of administration. And with that, you can go to the bank and take care of your business. So there's some questions you got to ask, and the bank may have just got word and we're shutting everything down until somebody brings letters of administration into the bank. They're trying to protect themselves.
All right, great question. We're glad,
Jeff,
we're glad you called in this evening. I know it's going to help a lot of folks who were wondering about that same kind of issue. All right, let's go right back to the lines right now. Marie is on the line with us. Good evening, Marie. Do you have a question or a comment for Kevin?
I do, and I hope he won't tell me that the answer is life is unfair, because I kind of already know that.
Oh, no. I'm glad to talk to you, Marie. Go ahead.
Well, I received a parking ticket when I was downtown. I was parked at a meter, and I had a green tag parking permit, and a lot of people don't know what that is. It entitles you to park downtown for free for 2 hours. And when I returned to my car, I found the ticket on there, and it was definitely under the 2-hour limit. And on the ticket, where it has about 10 different reasons for getting a ticket that could be checked off, there was only one, and it was basically that there was no money in the meter, expired meter, or whatever. Well, there's not supposed to be any money in the meter when you've got the parking permit.
Yeah.
So I called the parking commission and found out that I got the officer's name, and those are not Metro officers. They work within the parking division and everything. And basically what I was told was either pay the ticket, come down and fight it, or possibly I could, if I get a hold of the officer, if he were to agree to it, because I've already been told that he did not take any pictures or anything, and he didn't remember having seen the permit, that if he's willing to come down there, or I'm sorry, go to the court and just ask them to dismiss it, then, hopefully I would get something in writing and it would be dismissed. So his supervisor indicated at first that he was not not willing to either let the officer do that or do it himself or whatever. I think he's looking at it again, but I'm just wondering, because if I have to come down to the court, first of all, I could risk this happening again unless I take the bus, because another officer might not know what the parking permit is either, although I've used it for years. I renew it each year, but I've had one for years, never had an issue before. Or I'm saying the whole idea is if I come down to fight it, and then I don't want to pay something I don't owe. But if I come down to fight it, the expense of fighting it, and even if I win, there are no winners, because what are they going to do? They can't there's no legal fees I can recoup. So I'm just kind of bummed about that.
Well, Marie, I'm going to tell you, thank you. You did a marvelous job in the assessment of that ticket, and so everyone can take away some of the ideas. Does the officer usually have the ability to say, hey, there's been a misunderstanding, I'd like to move to dismiss it? Sure, they do. And I'll tell you one more. I don't know that people are going to honor this. You always need to use a little common sense. You did excellent on the legal challenge, and I submit to you, I would go down and try to get it straightened out and see if they would dismiss it. Sometimes it's cheaper just to pay it than to take the time, but perhaps you've got the time. You know what I've done? I might even put a little note on my windshield, and when they go to put what is this note? And then you can say, I have a green sticker, and I would like for you to look at that. I have 2 hours free, and then it might be something that would slow them down. What is that called? Creativity? In this world, you're a very smart lady. I liked your articulation, but take a little proactive approach. Will it work? I didn't say it did. Didn't say it wouldn't.
There you go. All right, great advice, Marie. Thanks so much for calling in this evening. We are going to take a short break, but when we come back, more of your questions right here on Open Line, because you are watching Open Line. We'll be right back.